because David Critchley is now the interim for the first team. He sends out a 4-2-3-1. They make 4 changes themselves. Tyreek Scott returns to the attack. He'll be a striker along with Daniel Barron. And 2 teenagers also in the 11. Caleb Swan will play in the midfield, and Landon Hickman will play center back for North Texas. And one thing to think about in this is also there's a change in formation. And so they'll play a 5-3-2 this evening after playing a 4-2-3-1 in their win versus Tacoma. And for North Texas, they already know the pressing style that St. Louis is going to play with, so they'll have Sarver and Torquato in the wide areas to help relieve some of that pressure, and they're also going to want to play direct this evening against St. Louis. Both coaches talked about transition as key in this match, so we'll see how either side play, both in transition offensively and defensively throughout the match. It will be a slick pitch due to all the rain. It's still coming down. They said the thunderstorm should stop around 9:15. We're about ready to start from Energizer Park. There's the opening whistle, and we begin. North Texas SC and St. Louis City 2 in the Western Conference. James Hadnot here with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. These 2 teams have been the cream of the crop in MLS Next Pro since its inception back in 2022. Coach Hackworth led St. Louis at that time to a berth in MLS Next Pro Cup. They eventually fell to Columbus in that opening season. These 2 teams have playoff history. St. Louis beat North Texas in the first round of those playoffs back in 2022 as Jaden Reed fires this forward, and immediately out of goal was Nico Montoya for North Texas. So now the first time that North Texas will have to deal with this press. And Montoya fires long. Makes the run and receives. Again, nice slide tackle by Torquato. That stops the attack. Last year, North Texas led the league in goal differential. And after struggling early in the year, giving up goals, over the last couple of matches have been much better. They started the season leaking goals, giving up multiple goals in 6 of their first 7 matches. Since have allowed just once a match in which multiple goals across this 4-match winning streak, and they have 2 clean sheets. Now Anthony Ramirez. Excellent ball to Sam Sarver. Tries to return the favor, but Antwi is there. Ian Charles for North Texas has the ball back for the away side. First time St. Louis has to defend in transition. And Antwi sprinting back. It was something Coach Hackworth said, and he told his team this week. They know North Texas is going to play direct, and they're going to play in transition. We have to sprint back. We can't get beat. Sarver once again, this time cuts it across. And Orozco does just enough. St. Louis deciding if they want to play quickly. They will not. Perez losing his footing, goes back toward Orozco. He pings the ball out wide. Kept in by McSorley. Perez surveys. Jaskalainen. Reed. Orozco around the Sealy. Kuzain towards Jaskalainen. Emil Jaskalainen opens the scoring for St. Louis. 1-0. Kuzain was trying to decide if he was going to play this ball and it ended up being a beauty. Jääskeläinen just peeled off towards that back post. Landon Hickman step for step with Emil Jääskeläinen, who's searching for the brace. And Sealy will be called for a foul, and this should be a booking. Tyrek Scott, first to this ball. Barron went into another gear. He was going to beat Cam Sealy. Sam Sarver, a flip towards the outside of the box. Ball returns to him. Sarver wants to shoot, and it'll just roll wide of the mark. North Texas does a good job of limiting the building ability of St. Louis. They now have possession. St. Louis going to put some pressure on of their own. Montoya picks out Torquato, and that's why St. Louis has to stay on their toes. This ball is out for North Texas corner. Second corner of the day for North Texas. Daniel Barron, the Polish youth international, will make way for Sam Sarver. Sarver, the former Indiana Hoosier, delivers tight. Ball ricochets out to Ramirez. It takes a deflection and will pop over the crossbar. Ramirez had time to measure this shot. Good control, takes two touches, and looks like it was Gabriel McKenna who put a head down on the ball and then flew over the crossbar. Juan Kuzain is back on the pitch. Barron sends this in again. First man there was McSorley. And Kuzain just sends the ball away from danger. North Texas will regroup down the goal. They were looking for their third clean sheet in 4 matches. That will not be the case. They did come from behind versus Tacoma. McSorley, good control. Jaden Reed with plenty of speed to catch up to this. Early ball comes in, and Kidd with a gorgeous finish. Mateo Kidd, magnificent. And St. Louis leads 2-0. Transitional moments were going to be key. And Jaden Reed with an excellent ball. Kidd rises. That should be the final action of this half, and it is. St. Louis soaring once again at home. Second half is underway between North Texas and St. Louis. Right now, St. Louis in front by 2 goals over the reigning champions. North Texas trying to avenge a loss earlier this season to St. Louis 3-0 in the season opener down at Choctaw Stadium. This is a place where St. Louis is often and almost unbeatable. Torquato shows great skill to maneuver and made 19 appearances with San Jose, 2 MLS appearances for the Earthquakes. This ball comes in to the box, and trying to shoot was Ryan Betcher, but he hits side netting. So Ryan Betcher just creating space. Headed away by Charles. Sam Sarver commits the foul as Miguel Perez was working in the wide area. And it will be another free kick from a very similar spot. This will be the 3rd time that St. Louis takes a free kick from this distance and this angle. They are hoping that the 3rd time is the charm as they look for their 3rd goal. We're in the 70th minute now. Reed. Now Seeley. Pushed away by Montoya. As if it was planned. This ball is headed towards Cam Seeley. Hits it first time, had the power. And that's first corner of the half for St. Louis. Jaden Reed lets it rip. And the header by Glover is right at Montoya. Cisse will take his space across midfield. Torquato could not make the move around Seeley. And after the ball is lost to St. Louis, that'll be a yellow card on Eden Clark for delaying the restart. Scott well forward. Augusto trying to give chase. Olivares is in possession. And we should be moments away from the final whistle.
This yellow card is in addition to St. Louis CITY2, number 65, Eden Clark, in extra time.
Arzua towards Cortellessa. Antwi sends that out of play. North Texas still with an opportunity. Tyreek Scott goes up for it. And there's the final whistle. For the second time this season, St. Louis takes all 3 points against North Texas.